The Philippines stands at the front lines of the global climate crisis. Despite contributing minimally to global emissions, it remains among the most climate-vulnerable countries in the world. Intensifying heat, stronger typhoons, and rising seas are no longer distant threats but are lived realities. These impacts are not felt equally. Marginalized groups such as farmers, fisherfolk, and indigenous peoples are among the most vulnerable to climate change. They are the least responsible for climate change, but bear the heaviest burden. Climate change disrupts food security, destroys homes, and erodes livelihoods, deepening already existing inequalities rooted in political and economic exclusion. In the face of this crisis, communities organize. Environmental human rights defenders stand to protect land, waters, livelihoods, and life itself. But their resistance places them in direct conflict with powerful state and corporate interests. The Philippines is not only climate vulnerable, it is also the most dangerous country in Asia for environmental defenders. From 2010 to 2025, hundreds have been killed. Many more face harassment, enforced disappearance, and criminalization. Attacks against defenders follow clear patterns: extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearances, and judicial harassment. These attacks form a system of repression that silences dissent and dismantles community resistance. Between 2012 and 2024, at least 306 environmental defenders were killed, according to Global Witness. Many were farmers, indigenous leaders, and anti-mining advocates. Their defense of land and environment cost them their lives. Meanwhile, enforced disappearances continue to rise. Victims are often taken by state or paramilitary forces, never to be seen again. These acts instill fear, silence communities, and dismantle movements. Legal systems are weaponized through fabricated charges, illegal arrests, and strategic lawsuits against public participation. Judicial harassment drains organizational resources, weakens movements, and criminalizes legitimate advocacy. At the core of these attacks is red tagging, or the act of labeling defenders as terrorists or subversives. This justifies surveillance, arrest, and even killing. Militarization follows, embedding fear into everyday life. These attacks are driven by profit-driven extractive industries, large-scale infrastructure, and energy projects. Mining, dams, reclamation, and agribusiness displace communities and destroy ecosystems under the guise of development. Natural resources lie at the heart of these struggles. Communities resisting land grabs and resource extraction are the most heavily targeted. As defenders assert their rights, they are met with violence and repression. Despite the repression they face, defenders continue to organize. Through community organizing, policy lobbying, strategic litigation, and international solidarity, they carve out spaces of resistance and protection. National alliances and grassroots movements strengthen collective action. Participatory approaches empower communities to document violations, share knowledge, and build resilience against threats. To protect defenders, we need to act urgently. End red tagging practices, ensure accountability for state actors, strengthen legal protections such as the enactment of the Human Rights Defenders Protection Bill and the Environmental Defense Bill, and recognize that defending the environment is not a crime. Ultimately, systemic change is necessary. Protecting defenders means transforming the structures that enable environmental plunder and repression, and placing human rights, environmental justice, and community agency at the center of development. The struggle of environmental defenders is a struggle for all. We stand together in the fight for climate justice, environmental rights, and an enabling environment for public participation. This video is based on APNED's research, Enabling Climate Action, a participatory action research on attacks against environmental defenders and recommendations for their recognition and protection. Download the publication at www.apned.net or through the QR code. Learn more, connect, support environmental defenders. Follow the Asia-Pacific Network of Environmental Defenders.